What's up guys, just Massey here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to my very first player review on FIFA 17. It's something that I've been looking into doing for a fair amount of time now, but finally got around to doing it. And it's something I used to do back in the day, like FIFA 13, FIFA 14. I used to review a player every now and then. And I really like playing with different types of players. That's the kind of thing that I really want to start doing now. When a player is released, I can like review them or put them in a squad and see how well they play and show you guys whether they're worth it and also if they're up to standards for FUT champions. But now what I'm going to ask of you guys is that if you possibly could, if you want to see more player reviews on my channel, show your support by leaving a like rating and also let me know down below in the comments. And also if you're not already, make sure to click that subscribe button to be notified whenever I upload a video. And finally, if you missed yesterday's videos, they're down below in the description box. But now let's move into the review itself. So the player is going to be the 87 rated third in form Tif Arnautoviä from Stoke City. So the team I used around him is a 4-3-2-1 Premier League side, very strong, some very good players such as a once to watch Pogba, once to watch Kante, first time using this guy right here, Idrissa Gueye in form, a man of the match Sean, player of the month Hazard, a FUT champions version of Marcos Alonso, Bailly, Smalling, Bellerin, and David De Gea, but I didn't stay with 4-3-2-1 in game. And in game I switched to this, so I didn't review Tif Arnautoviä as a right winger, I reviewed him as a striker basically, because his stats in my opinion, he's definitely more suited to be central in my opinion over a right-sided player. But let's look at his stats and stuff. So he's a 6'4", medium work rate, right foot, 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. He cost me 120,000 coins, but I think his max price is 200k. And apparently according to Footbin and Footwiz right now, his price is 104,000 coins as of right now I'm recording this video. So overall, not very expensive for a third in form 87 rated player in the Premier League. His on-card stats are 83 pace, 87 shot and passing, 90 dribbling and 88 physical and 60 defending. On top of being 6'4", you combine his stats, he used to be known as like the cheap Ibra and stuff, and you can understand why, but now, potentially even better. And in those 6 games I played with him, he got 8 goals and 8 assists, a ridiculously good return there for a right striker. But now, let's move into the in-game stats with and without a chemistry style, and in fact, I played with him on basic chem, I forgot to add one. But very briefly, just before we get into gameplay, I've got his in-game stats to look at. So left hand side, it's not taking any kind of chemistry style into consideration. Right hand side is with basic on, and look at the stat changes, quite incredible with his base chemistry style. And also after this, I'm going to show you each individual position and his in-game rating. Now you can pause the video right now to check the in-game stats comparison, just the fact I won't talk too much about them. In this part, I'll talk about more detail, like I said before in the gameplay. So overall, 87 rated, 85 pace, 94 dribbling, 91 shot and passing, 90 physical and 63 defending with a basic chemistry style. And with that, you're looking at 92 finishing, 93 curve, 93 short passing, 94 vision, 98 strength, 86 stamina, and some other ridiculous stats, 98 ball control and 97 dribbling. But that is of course if you think chemistry styles make a big difference or not. Again, left hand side are his base stats. Now, we go into ratings per position, left hand side is base, and again right is with chemistry style. So apparently the basic chemistry style on him, he's a 92 rated striker, a 93 right forward and right wing, and left forward and left wing, a 93 centre forward, and a 93 cam. So technically, keeping him a 4-3-2-1 as a right forward, he potentially could be better as a winger, but I think his height and his pace combo and stuff, I think he's much better suited to be central rather than out wide. So now moving on to the gameplay then, I've got a few things to talk about, of course, the notes and stuff, the pros and cons mainly about Tif Arnautoviä and why he's so good in game, and I'll also go through like my overall rating and value for money at the end of the video. So first up on my pros list for Arnautoviä is his finishing. He's very good in one-on-one situations. There'll be a couple of clips here and there I've included where he's missed a shot, it hasn't necessarily gone in, but like that, his shot passing is so high in game, and the keeper just can't get anywhere near it. For a 6'3" guy, I don't know if it adds like extra power to them, but it's very similar to likes of Al Sommer, who have not used him, a cheap beast right there, as well as the main man, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Second on the list is going to be his strength. Now that's a massive pro, because 93 strength by base with 6'3", 98 strength of basic chemistry style on him. That is crazy good. I mean, it's something that really technically he shouldn't be able to get pushed off the ball. There may be 1 or 2 occasions where you're Chris Smalling, Eric Bailly, players like that will somehow push him off the ball. It shouldn't happen, but FIFA, it's just the way it works sometimes. But Arnautović really a strong player. Like you can see it on there a little bit. His Berber spin, you can basically hold people off by pressing LT, and that is a massive thing I like using when using a type of player like that. Then we go on to his dribbling. For again, I mentioned his height, 6'3", having a dribbling stat of 97 dribbling in game with 98 ball control with the chemistry style applied, even like 93 is it, without any chem style. So that alone, it just means that he can like utilize that strength a little bit more and keep the ball close to his feet. And that was an absolute banger from him right there on his right peg. Next up on the list is going to be his price. For a player that is third in form, 87 rated, I think the joint highest right winger now in the Premier League potentially with Sadio Mane. I could well be wrong there, but either way, he's so high rated for a third in form with crazy good stats. I picked him up for 120k, yeah. I lost like, say, 30,000 coins, I think, so I sold it for 90k. But by Wednesday, potentially, he could be below 80,000 coins. Now that, for like value for money, that is a top end you could potentially get. Like Mane's price, for example, I think he's like 300k plus. I mean, saying that, Mane does have 99 pace as well as some really good strength and stuff. They are completely different types of players. Just for a player costs like potentially 1/5 or like 1/4 or 1/4, whatever, on the price you could pay for Mane, I think that's very good value for money. And on top of that, I was actually really lucky enough to pack on out of it just after selling this one. I used it for this video, so a nice like 95k right there. And potentially, I mean, I wanted to go up a little bit, of course, if I was going to sell him, but I'll keep that one in my club potentially again for the weekend league. Now we go on to his aerial ability. I've mentioned his height over and over again, so I don't really like dwell on this one, but his aerial ability, very good at winning that like first ball from a goal kick. His stamina is 86, which for me is absolutely huge. Now in FUT Champions, for example, if you have a striker that's got like say 75 stamina, they get kind of tired by the 60th minute. A good example for that for me is Eden Hazard's Player of the Month card. He gets knackered by the time, so I have to use a substitute just to take him off. I can't get the best out of him in my opinion. So 86 stamina on a base card or 30 form, whatever, for Arnautovic is absolutely fantastic. And the final like pro I'm going to put, I may put height on there as well because I've mentioned it so much, but the main thing about him is he's got balanced pace stats. If you don't know what I mean by that, he's got 83 sprint speed as well as 83 acceleration. That, you get some players, I've said it before, Felipe Coutinho, he's got really high acceleration, but his sprint speed is absolutely awful. And now finally we get on to his negatives, his cons. So first up, we have got, he does feel clunky every now and then. He's a 6'3" guy that they're not going to feel like as agile as a Messi or someone. It just doesn't happen, and it can't really happen in regards to FIFA. So that's one thing I could say. It may be a bit of a negative because, I mean, he has only got 62 balance. It could well be because of that. And then we've got default position. Now, I know I said before when I showed the in-game ratings, he technically is better as a right winger, but I still think personally, if his card was a striker, he'd be easy 200k plus. So that's my list of pros and cons for Marco Arnautovic. Now, let's jump into my overall rating, value for money, and whether he's up to standard for FUT Champions. And also, if there's any change you think I should do for upcoming player reviews, let me down below in the comments. So the overall rating I'm going to give Marco Arnautovic third in form is a 4.5 out of 5. And the reason he's not like a perfect 5, there's not any players that are perfect on his game, obviously, but Arnautovic, he'd be higher than that, I think, if he's a default striker. Now I know it's very picky, but personally I prefer starting off with a 4-1-2-1-2 and not having to worry about changing formation and stuff in game at the very start. That's just me personally. It could be different for everyone else. So my value for money for Arnautovic is 5 out of 5. Now some people may disagree with that, may thinking Ross at 90,000 coins is quite steep for a striker like that. But honestly, if you try him out, he may suit your playstyle very well. The way I'm looking at it is he's a third in form Premier League player, it's 87 rated, so 90k for that. There's not other players that come close. And finally, is he good enough for FUT Champions? I'd definitely say so, yes. Premier League being a very strong league, some great players in there. His nationality, of course, don't go the Austrian route because there's not really many good options. But Premier League squad, 100%. And on that note, guys, that is going to be the end of my very first player review. If you enjoyed it, show support by leaving a like rating. That'd be absolutely awesome. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button for daily FIFA content and the comments below. Let me know what changes I should make for upcoming player reviews, and also let me know what player I should review next. And finally, if you missed my previous videos, they'll be down below in the description box. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.